with Penn Global News. Today we're going to be talking about the ups and downs of entrepreneurship. So we'll be right back with you in just 2 minutes.
Actress, radio host, and mother. Please welcome to Money Making Conversation, the incredible Yolanda Adams. Come on out here, girl. Let's talk about the KYD radio launch and all that.
Yes,
Talk about it.
radio launch next week, July 6th. We are on live. Myself,
Come on now.
Marcus D. Wiley, and AV. We are back together, full force. We are so excited. Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND? I mean, look at y'all. Look at y'all.
Yeah.
This right here is like amazing.
Yeah.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I want to invite you to join me on KYND Monday from 9 o'clock until 10. It's radio that is designed to help you to live your dreams rather than your fears. A lot of people are talking about what's going on in the White House. I say focus on what's going on in your house. We're going to teach you how to begin to overcome your fears, how to identify the goals that you want to achieve and make them happen, and how to begin to get negative, toxic people out of your life. You have something special. You have greatness within you. Listen to me Monday from 9 o'clock until 10 on KYND. You have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Smith, and I'm a certified spiritual life coach and motivational speaker. But more importantly, I am a wife and a mother. I am so excited to begin the next chapter of my journey, my new radio talk show, The Journey with Tiffany Smith, on KYND 1520 AM. That's right, tribe. You can tune in every Monday from 1 to 2 p.m. starting July 24th. My new show will include conversations about manifesting your dreams, celebrity interviews, and also I've created some new tools to support you in changing your life. If you're ready to change your life, baby, you got to change your mind. Join the journey with Tiffany Smith, and let's talk about it.
So actress, radio host, and mother. Please welcome to Money Making Conversation, the incredible Yolanda Adams. Come on out here, girl. Let's talk about the KYD radio launch and all that.
Yes,
Talk about it.
radio launch next week, July 6th. We are on live. Myself,
Come on now.
Marcus D. Wiley, and AV. We are back together, full force. We are so excited. Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND? Look at y'all. Look at y'all.
Yeah.
This right here is like amazing.
Yeah.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I want to invite you to join me on KYND Monday from 9 o'clock until 10. It's radio that is designed to help you to live your dreams rather than your fears. A lot of people are talking about what's going on in the White House. I say focus on what's going on in your house. We're going to teach you how to begin to overcome your fears, how to identify the goals that you want to achieve and make them happen, and how to begin to get negative, toxic people out of your life. You have something special. You have greatness within you. Listen to me Monday from 9 o'clock until 10.
Everywhere. The powerful 1520.
Welcome this morning to Penn Global News, KYND Radio 1520. I truly apologize, Gwen and Shawna, this morning. I ran into a little traffic right outside the station, so I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to be late this morning. I was on time, and I left Dallas wee hours of the morning to get here, but unfortunately, I ran into a little traffic, so I'm a few minutes late this morning. So to all the listeners, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to KYND Radio 1520, Penn global news. And today, good day again. You're still here. We're still, able to be seen today, right?
That's right.
It's always a good day when you're seen.
Oh, yeah.
And you get
always.
a chance to see everybody else. So today we're talking about the ups and downs
of business.
of the entrepreneurs. The ups and downs of the entrepreneurs. We all have gone through those struggles, being an entrepreneur, trying to get to that next level, working for these major corporations or the tier 1 suppliers or government entities, those type of functions. So today we definitely going to dig in. I know we have a guest today, Brandi, who will be joining us here pretty soon, who owns a recycling plant, right, Gwen?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You remember the recycling plant is one she took over her father's plant, right?
Right. Yep. So she'll be.
Go ahead.
So she'll be sharing what it's like to be an entrepreneur taking over an existing
business?
Mm-hmm. And a family business.
No, family-operated business. That's always a wonderful thing. We try to pass these things on to our kids.
That's right. There you go.
And hopefully some of our kids will understand that they should, listen to mom or dad and understand the family business so that you can keep this business going forever and ever and a day. Right, Shawna?
That's right. I mean, I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs. I remember being 7 years old, turning 8 in a restaurant. My cousin was the chef.
Uh-huh.
So when I turned 8, I got 8 strawberry shortcakes.
Oh, wow.
But I think the discipline and being so young in a family of entrepreneurs, I had already known how to buy wholesale and sell retail because all my friends love candy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great way to make money. And
Right,
so,
absolutely.
That being said, you're absolutely right.
I mean, this family business thing is really, really big, around the country because you try to pass on wealth to your kids and, so on and so forth. But we have to do a lot of planning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of process improvement in our businesses, right, Gwen?
That's right.
Gwen loves this process part, because we got to streamline everything, make sure everything is totally in sync so that we can either, one day pass the business on to our kids, or we're going to sell the business.
That's right.
We're going to exit. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You have those processes in place. If they're documented, it brings more value to your business because you've been able to operate it successfully, and when you pass it on to someone else, they can then follow the model.
Right. And I mean, that's so important to follow the model. We when we started building Playbook Investors Network as an entrepreneur, but we also wanted to have something that we can streamline and have things implemented for all the businesses who were trying to get to the next level. Because currently in today's society, there's a lot of minority, woman-owned, government, LGBTQ businesses, majority businesses that are family-operated businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're trying to do is help educate them on how they can actually now transition those businesses into their kids or family or the ones that they've actually taken out key man insurance for or had a succession plan written up to pass this business on to the next successor. So that process piece is just so prevalent, so key, right?
Yeah, and as you know, I grew up in a family-owned business, and the thing.
Gwen grew up in a family-owned business. Shawna grew up in a family-owned business.
How about you, Rodney?
Rodney didn't grow up in a family-owned business. Rodney grew up with Dad being a truck driver, and I was like, okay, my ticket out of this place, I will keep playing sports. So I played football, baseball, basketball, and played in the band. Somebody gonna give me a scholarship so I can get up out of here.
What instruments did you play?
Play sax, alto, tenor, and baritone. I was very musically inclined.
Oh,
See
wow.
that? Learning something about Rodney today.
I would have never
And for
guessed.
all those listeners in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, my White Creek High School Cobra family, they know I played in the band too. So a lot of people are like, Rodney, you really played in the band? Yes, I did. Alto, tenor, baritone, and I sang in the choir.
Oh, wow.
I sure did.
So maybe you can do a number for us
Absolutely.
later today.
I don't have Jesse here with me today. Jesse's real monotone, and I don't have Damon and Doc and AD here. So, I need my quartet.
So you're saying it takes a team.
It takes a team. I can do the acapella stuff.
I do alto.
Okay.
How about you, Gwen?
Well, they say I'm a soprano.
Soprano.
That's what they say.
Well, unfortunately, I'm glad we
My
all
daughter
try to
would
be
say, "Please
entrepreneurs
don't."
and not singers
Yeah.
right now. I think we better leave that to the singers. So right now, what we're trying to do is continue to help and scale these businesses around the U.S. because I mean, it's so important right now to help businesses in the U.S. get to the next level as these entrepreneur companies. Yeah. And when we talk about the ups and downs of the entrepreneur, Lord knows we really, and I truly mean really know what that means, right?
That's right. Yeah.
By experiences ourselves. You know, Gwen, you've had your experiences in setting up, Third Eye.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of just elaborate, on the process that you went, because you know about processing.
That's
so,
right.
of course, you had to put things in place, but it still was a struggle.
And we actually started as Vertisales 18 years ago.
As what now? Yeah.
As Vertisales.
Oh, Vertisale, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we were focusing on sales processes when we initially started.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went in for a few companies, helped them automate their sales, be able to capture that customer information.
Right.
So when they had a salesperson leave, their business didn't leave the company.
Right.
And once we were able to show that we could do that very effectively, then we were hired to optimize supply chains. And then we've worked in HR to onboard and offboard employees, help put performance mechanisms in place.
A lot of people struggle with the onboarding of new employees or the offboarding of employees that just not going to fit the company.
Right. And that's another up and down that we can get into later, because one of the big ups and downs, I think, or lessons learned through my career, is that you need to get the right people in the right position to help you get to that next level.
How do you get right people? I'm going to play devil's advocate. This is a show about, PN Global News, and we're trying to educate, suppliers and vendors on how to get to the next level. So we're always going to play a little devil's advocate. How do you find the right people?
Well, you go and you look for those people who are actually qualified, that have an aspiration to that want to do that job. And then you need to go back to, Rodney, what this whole thing is about is capital, to be able to get the capital to afford the right person to put in that right seat.
We always come back around to that capital play, which is one of the most important parts as an entrepreneur, because we know about the ups and downs and trying to have a business or a minority business that, and when we keep talking about minority business, you ladies know that we're talking about a company that's been certified as a minority business. Not just, okay, Rodney, we know you're African American. Y'all can't see that, right? But we know that you also are a minority business, meaning that you got certified by your local agency. In this particular case, DFW Minority Business Council in Dallas by Margot Pose and Andrew and that team.
And here in Houston, is the Houston Minority Supplier Development Council.
With Ingrid, right?
With Ingrid. And then there's WeBank with April.
WeBank is the woman-owned business certification. And it, and the trade organizations continue to go on and on and on. Yeah. Now, I don't think you get a designation certification when you're actually working for the chambers, the Chamber of Commerce, even though that's still, a trade organization working with minority businesses,
Right. I think they can lead you to some of the two organizations that we talked about to help you get certified. Also, the city has a certification process.
City,
Metro.
state. So I know
federal
that
level.
As we continue to, the show, we will have, representatives from, NMSDC, WeBank, Chamber of Commerce, the LGBT community, the state and the city. And also that there's a government side when you got disadvantaged businesses, you got hub zone businesses, you got 7A businesses, you got 8A business, you got 504, which is all government entities.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think you have a show coming up just specifically on certifications.
We will. Definitely on certification, because I think that's so important for a lot of people out there who have a business and you're trying to, get that contract from Heinz or Nestle's or Toyota or Volkswagen or Microsoft. It's a little bit easier. It doesn't say that, okay, I'm a minority business, I'm going to get a contract. Now, we've all talked about that, too. It doesn't necessarily mean that, okay, because I'm a minority business, I'm going to get a contract. That's not true.
Right.
You still got to work your relationships. You still got to have a good qualified business.
And you have to have a good product or service.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in order to get to that next level, those are the type of things that you will have to have in order to try to procure that contract.
Right.
And
your first contract might not be with the Exxon Mobils, the Shell, the
I want
Fortune
Exxon.
500s.
I don't want nobody. I want Exxon. I want Shell. I'm that minority business. This is what I'm saying.
That's
I
a
want
real
it right
good
away.
point. Let me jump right in. That's a real good point.
Right.
And a lot of people think because they have a great product or a great service that, and the certification criteria is met, it is twofold. You know, you have a great product or great service, but the certification isn't met. But when everything is in place, your certification, and you have your product available and out there, it doesn't mean that you'll always get a petition for your service or your product to be used. And it could be a real long time.
A long process.
A long time before a service like that is needed for you to become a vendor, unless you go and seek out to be a subcontractor and offer it, you know, by way of another, you know, someone that's actually vending with the city or what have you.
Excellent point.
Yeah. And I find, and I went through this because, you know, I went through this because I recall offering a training service for customer service. Because when I got here, there are many organizations that knew people but had a horrible customer service platform.
Yes.
So what do we do? So there has to be a need.
Right.
Yes.
So after the break, we're going to come back with Brandi, I think, who's joined us in the station. KYND Radio, Penn Global News.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I want to invite you to join me on KYND Monday from 9 o'clock until 10. It's radio that is designed to help you to live your dreams rather than your fears. A lot of people are talking about what's going on in the White House. I say focus on what's going on in your house. We're going to teach you how to begin to overcome your fears, how to identify the goals that you want to achieve and make them happen, and how to begin to get negative, toxic people out of your life. You have something special. You have greatness within you. Listen to me Monday from 9 o'clock until 10 on KYND. You have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Smith, and I'm a certified spiritual life coach and motivational speaker. But more importantly, I am a wife and a mother. I am so excited to begin the next chapter of my journey, my new radio talk show, The Journey with Tiffany Smith, on KYND 1520 AM. That's right, tribe. You can tune in every Monday from 1 to 2 p.m. starting July 24th. My new show will include conversations about manifesting your dreams, celebrity interviews, and also I've created some new tools to support you in changing your life. If you're ready to change your life, baby, you got to change your mind. Join the journey with Tiffany Smith, and let's talk about it.
Actress, radio host, and mother. Please welcome to Money Making Conversation, the incredible Yolanda Adams. Come on out here, girl. Let's talk about the KYND radio launch and all that.
Yes,
Let's talk about it.
radio launch next week, July 6th. We are on live. Myself,
Come on now.
Marcus D. Wiley, and AV. We are back together, full force. We are so excited. Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND? I mean, look at y'all. Look at y'all.
Yeah.
This right here is like amazing.
Yeah.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I want to invite you to join me on KYND Monday from 9 o'clock until 10. It's radio that is designed to help you to live your dreams rather than your fears. A lot of people are talking about what's going on in the White House. I say...
In Global News, KYND Radio 1520. The phone number is 832-230-5592, 832-230-5592, Penn Global News. Welcome to the station, Brandi. We got to get ready.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Brandi.
Appreciate it.
by way of California all the way back to Houston?
Yeah, back and forth.
Wow.
Both are home.
Man, you're doing a lot of travel, young lady.
It is. I love Southwest.
Yeah.
We work really
Southwest
well together.
is something else, right?
Yes.
I like Southwest too. I'm just tired of peanuts. Can we get something else on the plane?
You know, they work it on.
Well, they got pretzels.
Exactly.
And I think a couple cookies.
I'll be wanting something
Yeah,
else, you know.
exactly.
But no, Southwest gets to and from all the time. So we're glad it's getting Brandi to and from L.A. Is it California, L.A.?
Yes, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles?
Yes.
All the way back to Houston?
You got it.
As an entrepreneur business and the CEO of a recycling business. Wow, that's
Love it.
awesome.
I love it.
That's awesome. Brandi, you want to talk about your business?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't complain. I'm in the metal recycling business, or
Wow.
the scrap metal business,
Yeah.
as a lot of people like to call it. And it's recycling. I like to say the industry was green before green was cool.
Yep.
So I think a lot of people think now, and they think about paper and plastic
Right,
and
right,
rubber,
right.
but we do metals. That's all I
Right.
do. I do metals. I feel fortunate enough to be in a second generation business where
Now,
we
let's see there. We talked earlier about the family
Yeah.
operated businesses being second generation. So Brandi will have to expound on what that second generation is, because people don't understand that passing this business on from families to family.
Yeah.
It's important.
It very much is.
Right.
Yeah, it very much is.
Okay.
But no, I love this industry. We keep materials out of landfills. So I would say it's more the environmental spin. But I also trade commodities. I pay people for the value of their commodities and offer great service while we do it.
Now, you're doing a little bit more than the average entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
Brandi's also paying people to bring the product,
Yeah.
to her.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, which I think is outstanding.
Yeah.
And there was something key in what she said, it left off where you were talking, Sean, about customer service.
Exactly.
Where we
Right.
just
I
left off.
caught that. Yeah,
Yes.
I caught that. And, I think Rodney had mentioned a little bit about what you do, and we made a comparison on, on what you do, your industry, and waste management. Well, what is the difference? And when people think about recycling that don't, and there is on that Pepsi-Cola or Sprite bottle, 5 cents for you to get, your empty bottle to someone like you. Where can people here in Houston widely begin to recycle?
Yeah.
And why is there such a variation from state to state? More states recycle. When you get here to Houston, it's not that much of an emphasis. I would love to see more recycling here because we're so large.
Well, I don't know if we need to see more. I think we just need to grow Brandi's business.
Exactly.
I think I had to. I'm sorry. I just had to sneak that one in because Brandi's also in the scale mode. She's ready to scale her business,
We
right?
are. I think that's a great question, though, and I'll tie it back to my business. I think going from Los Angeles to Houston, I think you can take for granted sometimes the geographical differences. And
Right.
while Houston and Texas is very progressive in many ways, we still have a long way to go on the recycling front.
Wow.
And so being in California, in the trenches there, and seeing what recycling and metal recycling looks like, and then coming back here, there's a lot of opportunity, which is then where I believe that there's enough of the pie to go around.
Yeah.
And where can people go? People can come to places like mine to recycle their metals, as opposed to taking them to landfills like some waste companies.
Yeah.
We actually work with a couple landfills, believe it or not,
Really?
who actually use pickers to pick out metal.
The certain
that-
type of metals that you want,
Exactly.
right?
That
Okay.
was delivered to the landfill and then can be recycled.
Wow.
So, yeah,
That's awesome.
there's a space for it, for sure.
And I think this is real, true educational for the listeners to understand that, Brandi's a recycling business, which I don't think there's a whole lot of minority suppliers in the recycling space.
I think you're right.
I think because I do this quite like around all 50 states, and we look at every business on the ground, we've touched every business. It's not a lot of minority business, and especially a woman-owned business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
And it's certified.
Exactly.
Okay, now we
Because
did talk about certification. We know the relevance and the importance of certification because sometimes there is a short line.
Yeah.
To get into that short line where you're the only supplier, the only vendor, as not only as a minority and a woman-owned business.
Yeah. I heard y'all mention earlier that service and being capable was absolutely important for any contract.
Absolutely.
And what I found coming into my space, so as my father and mother who started the business, they were not certified for various reasons.
As a minority business.
As a minority business.
I think I know where you're going with it, but go ahead.
The short of it was, you have a minority business owner, and his thought was, I'm going to build my business on my own credibility,
Yep.
et cetera, et cetera.
Pride factor.
Exactly. We know exactly.
We already knew where you were going.
We
That
know
pride
it.
factor.
But then what I learned is I came on board and I said, there's nothing wrong with being capable, having the service, having the quality, and have a cherry on top, right? So I go through the process. I get all the certifications and designations, but I then learned something. I learned that the service that I provide is a revenue generator. Nobody in general is paying me to procure their scrap metal or their metal. I pay them.
That's right.
And so I have to educate a lot of procurement folks to say, hey, there's still value in helping me to procure these contracts, because at the end of the day, if the goal is to help businesses grow, that's what's happening, even though I'm providing you a revenue stream.
Right.
And that's been compelling for them at least.
Right, because you have a value proposition.
Yes.
You know, you have a true value proposition for the corporation to actually do business with you and to recycle products with you.
Yeah.
And that's why Brandi needs these major contracts from, i.e., the Toyotas and the Microsofts and the Dells and everything else. Now, you guys still doing computers as well?
We do. We do primarily PCs.
Okay.
We do primarily
PCs.
PCs. You know, there's the components in them. The short of it has definitely valuable. There's commodities in all of them.
Okay.
But yes, we move them. We move them.
So I knew that you guys were recycling a lot of different products, from the aluminum, the PCs, the batteries.
Yes.
I mean, you can just kind of go down the list.
You got it.
A lot of people don't understand what recycling is.
People really don't. It's so funny. I get households in, so I deal with households to corporations. I mean, that's really the span of who I deal with. And so I guess quickly speaking,
we might need to get a job, Brandi. Okay, we're gonna go work for Brandi.
You know what? I'm all about hiring right now. Okay, I definitely want to bring folks in, but
I might need to tell Tracy and Antonio we need to get a recycling bin with Brandi, y'all. Let's
and we did talk about, we did earlier touch on the right people in the right position.
Right.
It absolutely, as you grow, you got to have the right people.
Yeah.
There's no way to scale without having the right people, because you can't do it all by yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's a great conversation, because I remember having a team, half were right on point and 50% were not. And how do you keep them on board and keep the business moving forward when we were Solutions and Seminars in New Jersey? So, you know, I'm off managing the external new business development piece, but you have employees that are still back in the office, quite like you, that travel. Especially if you travel, you need trustworthy, qualified employees. I would definitely love to touch on talent, you know, later on in the conversation.
It's so important. I think I'm not a big race car driver, but when I watch NASCAR races, you see them changing tires really quickly mid-race.
Yeah.
And then they're back on the track, and I look the same with people. Like, if you don't have the right people on board and you got to keep running your business, you got to quickly change that tire.
Right.
Yeah.
Or that resource,
Yes.
and plug it with the right one.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then keep going.
Absolutely.
And I'd just like to take a second and just kind of plug.
I'm sorry, Gwen. We got to get ready to take this break. I'm so sorry, Gwen. But KYND Radio 1520 PN Global News here in the studio with Gwen, Shawna, and Brandi.
Tiffany Smith, and I'm a certified spiritual life coach and motivational speaker. But more importantly, I am a wife and a mother. I am so excited to begin the next chapter of my journey, my new radio talk show, The Journey with Tiffany Smith, on KYND 1520 AM. That's right, tribe. You can tune in every Monday from 1 to 2 p.m. starting July 24th. My new show will include conversations about manifesting your dreams, celebrity interviews, and also I've created some new tools to support you in changing your life. If you're ready to change your life, baby, you got to change your mind. Join the journey with Tiffany Smith, and let's talk about it.
Elevate your week with me, Zakia Larry of Zakia Larry Live, every Monday at 10 a.m. on KYND 1520 AM.
Actress, radio host, and mother. Please welcome to Money Making Conversation, the incredible Yolanda Adams. Come on out here, girl. let's talk about the KYD radio launch and all that.
Yes,
Let's talk about it.
radio launch next week, July 6th. We are on live. Myself,
Come on now.
Marcus D. Wiley, and AV. We are back together, full force. We are so excited. Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND? I mean, look at y'all. Look at y'all. This right here is like amazing.
Full 1520.
Welcome back to KYND Radio 1520, 10 Global News. Please go out and view us at www.playbookinvestorsnetwork.com, www.playbookinvestorsnetwork. That is also a web-based portal to help minority, woman-owned, government, LGBTQ businesses to understand how to actually, scale your business and gain access to capital. Because that's the most important part, is getting your business straight, making sure your process is straight, making sure that now we can get you to that capital provider that can help you get to the next level and procure more contracts. As we just left the studio just a while ago, with Gwen calling me cray and all kind of stuff. But okay. But we talking to Brandi.
I just want to add one piece as we went off. We were talking about people who are the support behind us. Yeah. And I know that we come here every Thursday, or you have people here every Thursday. I want to give a shout out to LaRonda, who actually is behind the scene that really pulls this together.
Man,
so
now you got in trouble. I got to always
shout out to LaRonda.
We got to always give a shout out to LaRonda.
We need the LaRonda.
Yeah, without LaRonda, ain't no Rodney in the studio today.
Yeah. Great point. Talk about team and talent.
Yeah.
Definitely LaRonda. Yes, definitely.
Team and talent is so important. I have a great team, back in Dallas with LaRonda and Jesse and Antonio, Tracy McGrady, and Doc and Damon. Oh, man, the list goes on. We got young fellows and Dario David, on the finance side. And, we have all our strategic partners, Third Eye, Houston Global News, and Brandi, hopefully yourself will be a strategic partner at some point.
You can't get quality talent unless it starts at the top, unless you have quality leadership.
That's right.
Like all of us here, leaders understand good quality talent, and we just know. Mm-hmm. We just know what will take us down the road for the long haul. We just know.
And we have to stop making the mistake of thinking short term.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Great point.
Well, I'm always playing devil's advocate because this show is about being real.
We love it.
And being very transparent, because we're only telling you the things that we've actually gone through ourselves as entrepreneurs and business owners, and some coming out of corporate and government, and now Brandi transitioning, into her role from her father, second generation, into her recycling business, which is where we expound on today. And when we left, we were talking about some of the products and things that you actually recycle, Brandi. I think it's very important for people to understand some of the things in your house or your business that can be recycled, but also, more importantly, that can be recycled with your business.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we go as quick as households. You got aluminum cans that are coming out of there.
Yeah.
You got rims that you take off your vehicle.
Wait a minute, hold up.
Exactly.
You mean the rims for me?
Exactly. As long as they are your rims.
Wait a minute.
And we get paid for the rims too?
Exactly.
Terrence, you like that one, don't you, bro?
I can't.
Terrence said, I got some rims over here for Brandi today.
Exactly. And then you go to folks like contractors. You got we have HVAC contractors that are recycling a lot of HVACs or air conditioning units that come off of people's houses or come off of project sites. Insulated copper wire that's coming from contractors. Again, as long as it's from those project sites.
I remember a while back, my law enforcement days, that a lot of people were stealing copper. Copper was like hot. Still hot, I believe, still a hot commodity. People stealing copper like crazy, but it's a hot commodity.
It is, and it can be, and we talk about different challenges as businesses.
Yes.
One of the things that is important for us is to stay in part of the regulatory process and to stay close to our police force and to stay close to our elected officials so that we can help shape laws.
So you got law enforcement out there managing the property, making sure that nobody gets in to steal it, right? Because that is a problem, right?
We do. I mean, for us personally, and we want to protect, we want to make sure that the citizens and the businesses that we do businesses with are protected as well.
Right.
And so, no, that was something that I was surprised about and interested when I approached this business, is how much you have to be involved, both politically and regulatory, to make sure that you have a seat at the table and that things don't just happen to you and your business, but that you influence them.
And I have two brothers, Reggie Woods and Roland Woods, both were police officers back in Dallas. And Reggie and Roland are always like, well, I'm getting ready to go to my part-time job. I was like, so where you playing? You at the club today, bro? You know, when I left, I had part-time jobs at the nightclub. Right. You know, I'm looking at all you ladies coming in like, how you doing, ma'am? All right, good to see you. Have a good time. Don't come out drunk. That kind of stuff. But no, Reggie and Roland was always, I'm going to my other part-time job. Mm-hmm. And you know what that part-time job was?
What's that?
The scrapyard.
Was it?
Wow.
It's a scrapyard in Dallas.
Wow.
Yeah, and Reggie and Roland's been working that part-time job for years now.
Yeah.
And I didn't, you know, after retiring, I didn't realize how important it was. But I was like, man, that's been a permanent part-time job for them working the scrapyard.
Yep. It's commodities. Those people know the value of these commodities. You know, like I said, we work with a lot of manufacturing facilities and corporations that are generating large volumes of material, aluminum, brass, copper, stainless, and they want to make sure that they get their value and not somebody else.
This is real educational day because I think a lot of listeners are like, okay, recycling business, you know, scrap yards, and wow, really?
Yeah.
And we always got this kind of running joke with the fellas, with Tracy McGrady and Antonio Davis and Doc and Damon. We got running jokes about everything that you see, somebody made it.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody made everything that we wear, everything that we drink out of, every straw that we sip out of.
Yes.
Somebody making it, and now you got a business that's recycling all this.
Yes. We have a running joke in our family.
Oh, man, we about to get ready to get some church up in here, right?
Exactly. And I go take I take the stuff that people make, which is nice because it doesn't end up in a landfill. It has a place to go. It definitely has a place to go.
So, Brandi, I had an incident last week, and my battery stopped on me. And in the
which battery, Gwen?
My car battery.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, which battery? Which battery?
Car battery. And with
that was a joke.
And with it being real hot in Texas, I understand that your batteries can go out about every year.
Yeah.
And so, do you guys take batteries?
Yes, we take lead acid batteries.
Okay.
And I take them from folks like you, households, and then we have companies that generate pallet loads of lead acid batteries.
Okay.
And
so there's a difference in the batteries that are actually, you know.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
There's all types.
Wow.
You know, the AA batteries are a different battery altogether than your car batteries.
Right. Because it doesn't put out much power.
Yeah, it's just made of different materials altogether.
Wow.
Yep, made of different materials.
So just understanding the recycling business. Now, after things are recycled, where does it go?
Yeah. You know, that is the question everybody asks, and I think it's a very thoughtful question.
Curious.
Well, thank you, Brandi. Thank you.
I think it's a very good
I'm trying to be like just right. Thank you, Brandi. Thank you so much.
You know, that's another part as an entrepreneur. You got to manage your upstreams and downstreams, right?
Right. But this show today is about the ups and downs of the entrepreneur.
Exactly.
So let's go ahead and dig onto it.
It's going, you know, my materials go into mills and foundries. So I have to broker and build relationships with people who actually simply melt down the material that I send them. Wow. So there are copper and yellow brass foundries that all they want to do is melt down that material, make it into a new material so that they can sell it back into the manufacturing loop, which could be the automobile
So
industry.
be like the raw material.
Exactly.
Yeah. So now that is another procurement stream for yourself.
Yes, potentially, yes.
Okay.
So all these cans of hairspray, ladies, that we use to sheen our hair with, and we all have natural hair.
Well,
so I'm sure, except for Mr. Rodney, 1 minute. So all those cans that we use for our hair care products, just keep them, and then we can find you, build a relationship with someone like you. I would love to let the listeners know how they can reach out, you know, to her, you know, at some point.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think
really new information is awesome information as well.
So we're getting ready to take a quick break here at KYND Radio 1520 PN Global News. Go out and view us on Facebook, PN Global News, as well as Twitter, PN Global News, KYND Radio 1520.
Please welcome to Money Making Conversation, the incredible Yolanda Adams. Come on out here, girl. Let's talk about the KYND radio launch and all that.
Yes,
Let's talk about it.
Radio launch next week, July 6th. We are on live. Myself.
Come on now.
Marcus D. Wiley and AV. We are back together. full force. We are so excited. Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND? I mean, look at y'all. Look at y'all. This right here is like amazing.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I want to invite you to join me on KYND Monday from 9 o'clock until 10. It's radio that is designed to help you to live your dreams rather than your fears. A lot of people are talking about what's going on in the White House. I say focus on what's going on in your house. We're going to teach you how to begin to overcome your fears, how to identify the goals that you want to achieve and make them happen, and how to begin to get negative, toxic people out of your life. You have something special. You have greatness within you. Listen to me Monday from 9 o'clock until 10 on KYND. You have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Smith, and I'm a certified spiritual life coach and motivational speaker. But more importantly, I am a wife and a mother. I am so excited to begin the next chapter of my journey, my new radio talk show, The Journey with Tiffany Smith, on KYND 1520 AM. That's right, tribe. You can tune in every Monday from 1 to 2 p.m. starting July 24th. My new show will include conversations about manifesting your dreams.
On the air, everywhere. The powerful 1520.
Welcome back to KYND Radio 1520. 10 Global News here in the studio with Miss Brandi, Shawna, and Gwen. Welcome again. Welcome back to the listeners. We're having a good time here understanding this recycling business because it's very educational to let people understand what recycling really means to the households as well as the businesses around the United States. And Brandi, you're here. Your actual physical company, recycling company, is based here in Houston, Texas.
Yes. 2 physical locations in South Houston.
Okay, 2 physical locations.
Yep, 2 physical locations to service folks coming from different directions.
So you want to go ahead and give the listeners that address of your physical location?
Yes, absolutely. We have one on South Post Oak Road at 14600 South Post Oak Road. And then we have a second location right off of 610 in Cullen at 4370 Holmes Road.
Okay, 4370 Holmes Road. See,
And for the corporate customers, you're not opposed to coming and sitting up on site to help them recycle.
You nailed it, Gwen. I mean, we do. We deploy what we call containers out, hundreds of containers out to corporations. So you guys do have the containers? We do. It's a dual model. I go business to business and business to customer. And so I go out and get businesses material, and households will bring it to me. So I can service both ways.
That's good. So the B2B side is really, really good, too, because not knowing that you guys actually took the containers out to the actual businesses, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. So you join in listening to us today at KYND Radio 1520 with Miss Brandi and her recycling business, PN Global News. Also view us at Facebook is PBNet1. And also Twitter is PBNet1 as well. I think I got that right, did I? I think I got it right. That's on the Facebook and the Twitter. Yeah,
you don't have my glasses.
Hey, I'm losing over here. But anyway, so we're talking about the ups and downs of the entrepreneur, and we also have a good business practice here today with recycling with Brandi, talking about the recycling business. Brandi is also a second generation, business passed on from your father. And your dad is he still active with the business today?
Yes, actually, my dad and my mother are still active.
Your dad and your mom?
They are both actively involved.
I'm so sorry, Mom. I didn't give the shout-outs to Mom. I'm so sorry. I just learned, Mom, is you and Dad, and we got this now. We know. Yes. Passing on the baby girl. She's doing a great job.
It's exciting.
In terms of preparedness, as us having exposure growing up in families with businesses, for you, what was the transition that you knew that you felt good at business managing or managing a business?
That's so funny because you can say things are by accident, but they really aren't. Mm-hmm. my story wasn't that I dreamed of being in the scrap metal industry. I never dreamed. It wasn't necessarily the sexiest thing to do.
Well, I knew we were going there.
No, that was not the sexiest thing. So my avenue wasn't direct. I was living in Los Angeles. I was working for the Walt Disney Company as an executive there in talent management, climbing the corporate ladder and enjoying what I was doing in my nice cushy office. And I was really close with my parents, and so talked to them very regularly. And I remember probably about 8 to 10 years ago, I was on the 405 freeway, stuck in bumper traffic. Y'all been there?
A lot of time to think on the 405, right?
Exactly. But long story short, he said, Brandi, you want to take over this business? He said, I'll be ready to retire kind of in the next 5 to 8 years.
Okay.
And I said, no, thank you. That is not on my roadmap.
Dad, I don't want to do that. Dad, I do not want to do that because it's not sexy.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I know there's a lot of people like me who have an opportunity. Who
I got a
parents
daughter like you.
You know, it's just like, no thanks. That's your passion.
My daughter Rakita was like, Dad, I don't want to do this.
Exactly.
I don't want to go with you to the meeting.
Yep.
I'm like, but I'm trying to pass this on to you.
Exactly.
Your brothers, Rodney and Robert, I'm trying to do it with them too, but they don't want it yet.
No.
You know.
And that's the key. You got to be ready.
Yeah.
So long story short.
Absolutely.
Praying over it and saying, what's next for me in my career? At that point, I was coaching a lot of executives, presidents of different divisions. And I said to myself, I want skin in the game. You know, I actually want to run my own business.
That's right.
And so I took a step back, and I was still not looking at the scrap metal business. I was looking at different franchise options and, you know, what I can go start. And it just was there. And folks said, Brandi, you got a business, a minority-owned business right here in front of you that's successful, that's not under. It's like, why wouldn't you take it? And I said, but it's scrap.
It's not something that I can just really like, oh, my God. I got this modeling agency, right?
Exactly.
I got a scrap business.
Exactly. But it's been perfect. You know, it's 4.5 years ago. I have not looked back. And to your point about skills, the beauty is, having worked in corporate America 12 years, those skills become very transferable. Relationships skills become transferable. Strategic thinking skills, but, you know, problem solving skills. Those are all what you need as an entrepreneur.
Right. And, you know, a lot of times coming out as an entrepreneur, it's not the easiest transition.
No.
You know, coming from corporate America or structured, you know, environments.
Yeah.
Being an entrepreneur is definitely not the easiest thing to do, because we also know that when you have those ups and downs, and more importantly, the downs of the entrepreneur side, you know, basically if things stop, you probably, and people don't believe this, and we talked about this, Gwen and Shawna, you probably got 27 days of cash flow before you're just out of money.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that sounds like, what? I've been in this business 4, 5, 10 years, and I got 27 days.
That is an awesome point.
Before I'm done?
Yeah.
Or broke?
Yeah.
Or picking up the phone and calling somebody and say, hey, I need $1 million. They be like, let me call you back, Rodney.
Exactly.
I'm going to hit you back, bro.
Exactly.
Okay? I'm going to hit you back. And you like, well, man, no, hold on, man. The baby crying. I'm going to call you back.
Not interested. Not interested.
But, I mean, you know, when you think about 27 days before you're really on your back.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's, like, really crazy. I mean, so why does anybody want to be an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
You know, it's high risk, high rewards.
For me, I have a very different response. I like independence. I'm passionate about it. Growing up in a large family, I want to be free. But it's just my own personal and professional, my own personal attribute that led into my professional, all the career platform I had. I've always been an individual thinker, builder, developer, innovator, planner with a team. But if I can maximize my skill set and be passionate about that and share that, that's entrepreneurship.
So y'all know Rodney's always a devil's advocate. Here he goes. So I respect that, right? And you and I talk about this. But use that conjunction. But you can be passionate. You can be all the things that you said that you are, which I know you are. But if you don't have that capital base,
It's huge.
all that's out the door.
Yeah. And that's another side.
And this is the struggle that most minority suppliers and vendors have a challenge with. And that's why we built Playbook Investors Network, because there is a true challenge as a business, minority or whatever, majority. If you don't have access to capital to scale the business or grow the business, Mom did a great job in the recycling business, passes on to Brandi.
Yeah.
But it's now up to Brandi to continue to keep that business afloat, too. Or that 27 days can hit.
Yeah.
And Rodney, I have to kind of play devil's advocate now on you.
Absolutely.
Oh,
This is
Gwen.
devil's advocate.
All right, Gwen.
Let's go.
Because I do believe that when there's a dream that's put in you,
Yes.
as an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
capital won't stop it.
Yeah.
The lack thereof capital, you will find the capital.
Okay.
Yeah. Show up.
You find the resources that you need
Oh, I'm loving this.
to move forward.
Let me get up all in the
You
mic
know,
right
and,
there.
you, and you really learn
Right.
who your true source is.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know
Supply
where
comes
the
from
source,
anywhere.
where it comes from.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, once you find that and you can stand, and for me, it's my faith.
Yeah.
All the rest is it's because that's the dream he put inside of me. So that's what I'm here to do.
And I'm here to tell you
And-
that you will be dreaming by yourself at
No, no,
home.
no.
Check it out. Check it out.
Okay.
We had a segment on this right here. And y'all know this is real talk. So this is us. We family, so we don't have no feelings about this. We're just trying to educate people. But at the same time, you will have that dream and this in you. But if you don't have that resource, when is it time to say, I can't do this anymore because you've drained all your resources? You've called everybody that you can call. You've talked to every bank that you could talk to. And you've gone to other alternative financing groups, and you still did not get that money you need.
Yeah.
When do you say, okay, I know I have to let go of this dream? I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to lose family. I'm going to lose loved ones. I'm going to lose mom and dad because they ain't going to give me no more money, and I can't keep going across that bridge again.
Right.
Yeah,
When do you
and-
say enough's enough?
And that's a great point. Depends where your current, what are your current liabilities? What is your current debt in business? Back in New Jersey, I had invested $10,000 in solutions and seminars. So we consulted, we went to organizations, nonprofits, and churches, and we created a marketing platform to show them how to do their own internal marketing. Because without it, businesses will be more successful. I had an investor who was an air traffic controller who also on the side did real estate. And he stumbled upon a $75,000 cash walkaway deal. Said, Ms. Jackson, I would like to invest in you. How much would you like? I need nothing, but I am looking to expand. That's going to cost $5,000. Great. We'll invest $10,000 in your company. So I believe that when people admire your strength, your vision, and your business platform, here's my business plan. And it has nothing to do necessarily with going to a bank. It's your relationship. I really do believe with people that you know and trust you. I know you're good on paying me back, or I know you're good on growing the business. That's exactly what we did. We took the 10 grand, put it in the business, and we grew, and we actually relocated to another office. Success story. Now that's an up. Now the down, we had plenty of ups and downs relocating to that facility. But just a great story. Not every story is that way. But
And Rodney, sometimes the question isn't about when do I give up. It's when do I need to brand or redo or readjust what I'm doing.
Yeah.
When do I need to make adjustments in my business? The market's changing. Maybe I need to change. Maybe I need to bring more innovation to what I'm doing. It's about knowing your market. So it's not necessarily when do I give up, but when do I need to make
restructure. Yeah.
And
Yes. And you see the majors restructure all the time. You see them sell off divisions and bring on divisions. You just have to be more strategic about your business.
That is, and Brandi, go ahead and expound it, but that is not always the real, true entrepreneur who's going to hold on to his or her dream until they lose it all. And that's just the bottom line. I won't sit here and waver from that, because what we've seen over the years going out and visiting all these minority woman-owned businesses on the ground with these major corporations, they hold on until everything is gone.
Yeah, some people do.
And you see people that have lost business and they've started new businesses until they get to that right one as well.
Yeah.
Brandi?
I've done that.
And I was about to say, I don't know if we can talk about it when we come back.
But, all right, we're going to take a break. He ain't even give me a sign today. He just like drink. KYND Radio 1520 PN Global News.
1520. 1520.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I want to invite you to join me on KYND Monday from 9 o'clock until 10. It's radio that is designed to help you to live your dreams rather than your fears. A lot of people are talking about what's going on in the White House. I say focus on what's going on in your house. We're going to teach you how to begin to overcome your fears, how to identify the goals that you want to achieve and make them happen, and how to begin to get negative, toxic people out of your life. You have something special. You have greatness within you. Listen to me Monday from 9 o'clock until 10 on KYND. You have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Smith, and I'm a certified spiritual life coach and motivational speaker. But more importantly, I am a wife and a mother. I am so excited to begin the next chapter of my journey, my new radio talk show, The Journey with Tiffany Smith, on KYND 1520 AM. That's right, tribe. You can tune in every Monday from 1 to 2 p.m. starting July 24th. My new show will include conversations about manifesting your dreams, celebrity interviews, and also I've created some new tools to support you in changing your life. If you're ready to change your life, baby, you got to change your mind. Join the journey with Tiffany Smith, and let's talk about it.
Houston, a Synergy Broadcasting Company. KQQB, Stockdale, San Antonio. Talk that inspires change. Music that revives memories. The powerful 1520.
Did you get that?
Welcome back to KYND Radio 1520. PN Global News. Visit us at www.playbook.investorsnetwork.com. Also Facebook, PN Global News, KYND Radio, and also Twitter, KYND Radio 1520, PN Global News. So, oh my God, y'all was
A little turned up.
hey, Jesse and Doc and Damon and T-Mac. I needed help today. We need to have a live audience today because
Doc checked in.
The young ladies here just jumped on me, but I'm like, I ain't backing down. I got you, brother. I got y'all back, man. No matter what, I got y'all back. But no, in real, talk is like, when do you really say enough is enough? We've talked about this on the first, I think the second segment we had here at KYND. We talked about when is it really enough? When do you really say enough's enough?
Exactly.
I gotta change lanes.
Yeah.
And get into another business or find another skill set that I now can turn that into a business if, in fact, you're still an entrepreneur.
And when do you do that before failure manifests? So when you've exhausted
people don't have a radar.
all,
People don't have a radar to measure failure. They don't have that.
Well, again, if you have
when
put the
I-
right processes and procedures
Oh,
in
my
place
God.
and
Y'all
the
act like-
measurements,
You know what?
For me, it was a little
Shawna
bit different
and
for
Gwen
me.
act like, oh, I got this radar.
No,
and I'm
no.
gonna be able to measure my failure. And when he hits me, I'm gonna know to turn to the right.
No, that's
Key
not true.
performance
Don't,
index.
Brandi.
But
Don't give it to him.
I think before you exhaust all of your resources, in Jersey, every process was not in place. So every I was not dotted, every T was not crossed. But I had a real successful platform. So the money was coming in with or without that 10 grand.
I know Shawna is a Jersey girl. And I also know that Shawna is not going to give up on anything. I know that Gwen is a Houston. No, you're not a Houstonian.
No, I'm not a
Right,
Houstonian.
that's right.
I'm a Buckeye.
Buckeye, right?
baby.
Oh, wow.
But I'm not going to get that
Broadcast.
excuse. I just know her personality. She ain't giving up.
Right.
And I know Brandon's like, you know what? I'm going to do this because, hey, I'm going to transition from corporate America into this entrepreneur world, and I can do this because you got the confidence.
And I'm building on a legacy.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I'm so committed to it. But the truth is, and what I was going to say right before the break is, I think there's different types of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
I really do. I used to use a lot of assessment tools, and we've all taken these. You got to know yourself, you know. And I remember working with executives at companies that I worked with, and we do these profiles, and they had two categories of entrepreneurs. You know, they had, I call those ride or die. You know, like I'm going down, if the boat goes down, it just like I will not waver from this.
That's Shawna Jackson.
That's right.
I will not waver from this. And then you have the other type of entrepreneur that might do something like what Gwen is doing, and they have, you know, these three numbers that I'm gonna track. I'm gonna check, you know, my break even. I'm gonna track, you know, my revenue, and I'm gonna track my cash flow. And if all three of those are off the radars, it's time for me to make a shift. You know, and so then they would use that logic to say, hey, I need to do an about face. But some change happens throughout life, you know. And we were kind of joking over the break. If you're in corporate America and you got a layoff coming at you, and you were like, I'm with this company, and all of a sudden you got a layoff thrown at you. You were not planning for that. And sometimes in life, you know, we got to be pushed off our path to go and look at a new path.
Absolutely.
And so that can happen as an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
I concur 100% with Brandi, because one, Brandi, we all know, and I'll say this, there is no loyalty in corporate America.
None. At all.
You know, and I'm not picking on corporate America because, you know, that provides a living for all of us, too, to do business with corporate America, or it's tier one base of clients. But at the same time, it's no loyalty really in corporate America, you know, because you don't know when that pendulum is going to swing your way, and you're laid off, and now you're forced to do something different.
Or
you know,
in the government, if a furlough is going to take place. I've seen that before when I was in the government.
And again, I'll play devil's advocate here.
Yes,
because
ma'am.
I have tried to be, and I try to be loyal to my to my employees. People who I have brought on and who have entrusted their careers with me. You know, I try to be very transparent with them.
Right.
But I have been in a position where I had to make choices that were better for them than it was for me.
Yeah.
And so I still consider myself, I am a corporation. You know, I'm certified as a corporation. So I might not be one of the majors, but I will still say, and I still believe that there are a lot of CEOs out there that do and really want to have the back of their employees.
I agree.
So,
and that is true. And you're right, Gwen. You know, I'm not going to fight you on that one, because we do have some great CEO men, some great CEO women. I mean, we have some great CEO men and women. So, you know, and it's a top-down approach.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when you're working for a corporate, you know, company, or you're working for a minority company, if you got a great CEO, whether it's woman or man, what have you, and they believe in the system as well as all the employees, that company has a chance to really scale the growth, because everybody's got to buy in too, the visionary person at the top.
that mission.
You know, as it is with us, all of us as CEOs. You got to buy into our vision. You got to understand where we're trying to go. And if you don't buy into that, most times it's not going to work.
And that's what private or publicly traded companies.
Absolutely.
I mean, that does not matter either way. You know, I believe firmly if my employees are taken care of, they will take care of my customers.
Absolutely.
I can't focus solely on my customers, and my employees are the ones servicing my customers.
Your assets.
And yes, they. I mean, and so it's just, they definitely are assets, and so it can go. At the end of the day, you know, we talked about loyalty. Everybody's running a business, and everybody has different people to answer to. If they're running, you either answer to yourself and your own checkbook for your personal business, or you answering to shareholders. But those influencers are going to shape your decisions, right? They will shape your decisions. And, you know, if you work in an environment where you have said, you know, my people are absolutely important, and you communicate that, and they're going to be an integral part of where we go and how we reach whatever that end destination is, then you manage toward that. And when you do, or if you do have to let them go, hopefully it's more on a performance base and not because the business has hit a point where you can't. But hopefully you can take of Gwen's position or our position where you hold tight, you know, responsibly, and then continue to do what you can as a business to rebound.
And I've had to in those ups and downs find the right opportunity for that employee, because they weren't really being with me was not where they were aspiring to be. So I had to help them define their aspirations,
So
and
you
it wasn't
helped
with
them
me.
Transition into some other business or some other company.
Yes.
I mean, you're good, Gwen. Everybody's not gonna do that.
No,
that's
no,
the truth.
I don't really want to consider it
Everybody's
good.
not gonna do it.
I'm just of Brandi's philosophy.
Yeah.
If I take care of my people, they will take care of my customers, and they will,
Yeah, and we all concur about that. I mean, we take care of our employees for sure. That's what you should do, and we buy into the philosophy of branding because that's just something that should happen.
Yeah. But another piece of taking care of
See,
this is the tougher part.
I'm trying to pull it out of you. I know what you're doing.
This is the
Come
tougher
on,
part
Brandi,
because
bring it
I
on.
go both ways
Okay.
because I want people who add value.
Yep.
People who add value
That's
and
key.
who are aligned with the vision and who is excited to go in the direction as I am.
Yeah.
And if you're not, then too, I'll help you find somewhere to go. And it may not be with me. And I don't mean that in a condescending way, but
Yeah.
everybody's not a good fit. And that also, you can tank your business too by not having the right
people.
resources on board, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because you're trying to be generous or you're trying to hook somebody up with a job. I get those calls all the time. Man, I need a job. Well, I need some qualified workers is what I need. And I need somebody who's passionate about being here. And if you fit that bill, give me a call. But if not, it's not a good fit.
They got to follow your lead. They have to be passionate about your business as you are, and willing to get up and do this thing every day, 7 days a week, if that's what it takes. Because some business, as an entrepreneur, 7 days a week, Gwen made a comment, I think, in the first show, 7 days a week, you work all day, and then we go home and work all night, right?
That's
Gwen
about
say,
right.
I don't have no other life. It's just I'm going to work all day and work all night.
I try to balance it. I really do.
You balance yours?
You know what? It's a constant balance. People use that. I mean, I really try to balance it because I just.
Well, let the listeners know, how do you balance your life?
It's just a whole person. I mean, I look at business is one piece of it. And as soon as we come back, in 5 minutes after we come back, we'll keep talking about it.
And you are always connected with it's time for a break.
Exactly.
No, we got 5 minutes.
The quick way that I try to balance it, and you pull from different people all the time, but I bucket my life into 7 F's. I have my faith, my family, and my firm. Those are my top 3. And then I have fitness, finances, friends, and fun. Okay, and so and I look at that daily, or weekly and monthly, and I said, how am I getting in all of these things? And for me, I don't want my firm to represent 100% of who I am.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm bust my butt. I'm a work how I need to work. I'm gonna make the connections. I'm gonna jump through the hoops that I need to. But my health needs to be intact. My faith and my meditation time needs to be scheduled in. My fitness needs to be my friend time. I need my girlfriend time. That's very important.
Yes.
And I love to travel, and that invigorates me, and that helps me come back to what I love, which is my firm as well, and be able to pour more into it. And so I'm very intentional about it. Everybody approaches life different, but I'm very intentional.
That's awesome. I mean, Brandi, that's
a nice platform.
really is.
I would love to chat with you. I'm going to take some notes after the
I
show.
love those 7 F's.
Get those 7 F's myself.
Right.
Brandi might need to inspire a whole United States, right?
We all work in progress, right?
Right, we are. Absolutely. Here today on the KYND radio show, 1520 PN Global News. This is a pleasure, Brandi, having you in the studio today.
Thank you for having me.
You with Shawna and Gwen. And
Shawna.
A pleasure, my dear.
Gwen.
Right.
Pleasure.
Brandi.
Right.
And I think Rodney, having you on this platform and all of us, but you sharing with on here really inspires women in business.
Yeah.
And if we're not inspired by seeing someone that looks like us, we'll never get to a Rodney.
Right.
We'll never get to a certification process.
That's right.
Yeah.
What does that look like? Who cares? What does it look like? Now we can all put it together on all perspectives from Alpha to Zulu and say, this is what it ideally looks like.
Yeah.
Women are involved as well.
They are. And you know
That's
what? You just kind of struck a chord with me. I walk into so many rooms and so many environments, as you would imagine, being in the scrap metal industry, where I'm the only one. Not even woman. I'm just going to say the only one. Only one. But pick a category. I'm the only one.
They're like, who's that over there?
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am, were you lost?
Exactly. But you know what? You got to walk into that space fearless. You have you really
Own
do.
it.
You have to know that I'm capable. I'm qualified.
Yeah.
I got this, and not be afraid of being the only one, if that's the circumstance that you're in, and not look at it in an arrogant way either. Just, it's all right. Make it happen.
That reminds me of something, Brandi, that my grandfather taught me, and it came back to me earlier this week, that when you are invited into a room, you need to show up and not your representative.
Yes.
So that means you got to bring your ideas, your thoughts, because that's what they are inviting you in.
I love it. Nailed
So
it.
showing up now, you got to show up, right? So
Yes,
that
that's right.
person needs to show up. And what we're going to do is talk about, like, for instance, when we come back off the break, we're going to really dig down and really the problems that a lot of entrepreneurs really have. You know, we kind of, touched on a lot of issues. When is it, when is it time to give up? When is it time to say, I'm done, I'm transitioning into something else? But we really want to hit on the key points to let everybody know that it's okay to give up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also okay to reroute yourself into something different.
Yeah.
Or get with somebody else to do other
And
things.
sometimes
I
we
love
have to
that.
have a spin on, before you get to having to give up, there's some things you have to give up. There's some people, there's some habits that you have that you need to give up.
So, devil's advocate, what do we need to give up? Yes, but what do we need to add on to the platform to strengthen our own business platforms?
Sometimes it's a mindset.
Absolutely.
All righty. So, KYND Radio 1520, PN Global News. We'll be back after the break.
You're listening to the powerful 1520.
Elevate your week with me, Zakia Larry of Zakia Larry Live, every Monday at 10 a.m. on KYND 1520 a.m.
For actress, radio host, and mother. Please welcome to Money Making Conversation, the incredible Yolanda Adams. Come on out here, girl. Let's talk about the KYD radio launch and all that.
Yes,
Let's talk about it.
radio launch next week, July 6th. We are on live. Myself,
Come on now.
Marcus D. Wiley, and AV. We are back together, full force. We are so excited. Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND? I mean, look at y'all. Look at y'all. This right here is like amazing.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I want to invite you to join me on KYND Monday from 9 o'clock until 10. It's radio that is designed to help you to live your dreams rather than your fears. A lot of people are talking about what's going on in the White House. I say focus on what's going on in your house. We're going to teach you how to begin to overcome your fears, how to identify the goals that you want to achieve and make them happen, and how to begin to get negative, toxic people out of your life. You have something special. You have greatness within you. Listen to me Monday from 9 o'clock until 10 on KYND. You have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Smith, and I'm a certified spiritual life coach and motivational speaker. But more importantly, I am a wife and a mother. I am so excited to begin the next chapter of my journey, my new radio talk show, The Journey with Tiffany Smith, on KYND 1520 AM. That's right, tribe. You can tune in every Monday from 1 to 2 p.m. starting July 24th. My new show will include
1520. 1520.
KYND Radio 1520 and Global News 832-230-5592 832-230-5592 and Global News. Man, it's always so refreshing to have young entrepreneur CEO women, in the house today, expounding on their ups and downs and talking with Brandi and understanding about her recycling business, the second generation business passed on from her dad, which her mom and dad are still actively involved in the company. But just to know that there's a person in Brandi that can inspire so many other entrepreneurs to get into that game or take the next step, get to the next place where you really want to scale that business. Understand Gwen saying, hey, make sure you understand your processes. Being like Shawna, just passionate. Passionate about your business and want to, take it to another level and not really giving up. We're not suggesting that you give up, but you got to find a plan.
Yep.
You have to find another alternative plan in order to stay in the game.
That works consistently again and again.
Right.
As J-Mac would say, you got to know your numbers.
Yeah.
Jesse, you got to know your numbers. You have to know your numbers.
You really do.
I know Damon and Doc is probably sitting back dying laughing right now because we always keep Jesse right. Jesse's like, you haven't met Jesse yet.
No, I haven't.
So Jesse is a partner in the company and also like an operations manager, but no finance very well.
Yeah.
But Jesse is real on sync with everything he does. Right, Jesse?
That's a good point, though. In terms of business and failure, you need to know your own numbers, but you also need a very qualified finance or accountant aside.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely, that is a critical element. We can cut corners on different resources.
Yes.
That is not one that you need to cut corners on.
You can't.
And you don't need to be oblivious too. You have to also understand it and know what's going on yourself, and not just completely turn everything over to somebody else. But that's critical.
And I mean, entrepreneurship is not for everybody.
That's true.
It's not for everybody. When you really hit that hurdle and you have a major issue or a major problem, and you probably looking at that 27-day window, and if you want to round it up to 30, that 30 days before everything,
30. Let's do 30.
Let's do 30.
Be
I was really trying to be like really in sync with knowing the actual numbers, and I gave the holiday time a little different, right? The weekend time. But okay, so Gwen and Brandi and Shawna say, okay, Rodney, round that up to 30. But 30 days, you're done. And that's a scary feeling. That's a real scary feeling, knowing that you put all of everything, your money, your family money, your loved ones' money, your peers' money, at risk, because you got to still a fiduciary responsibility of taking care of the money that you receive from others.
Absolutely.
As I have, Tracy McGrady, and Henry, and you don't know Henry, who was a big pioneer in the space as a minority business. He passed last week. And, it was really tough because Henry was passionate about helping a lot of minority business get to the next level. He ended up being a $689 million company. Wow. He was a steel company.
Wow.
And he had a carpet plant that actually produces the carpet for one vehicle with Toyota that puts in, I think the Sienna vehicle was doing, I don't know, Henry's probably doing $15, $20 million a year with that business. Just one carpet that goes in the vehicle.
So to his succession plan, Brandi's here and she can help you recycle.
Yeah.
Any excess steel.
Right. Yeah. And you know what, Brandi, and this is probably a question and some things we can talk offline as well, but everybody don't really understand the succession plan.
Yeah.
No.
And you're a successor of your dad and mom's company.
Yep.
And we've talked about this very intimate, and we've talked about this all the time because, and I'll just say it. So most minority companies, and most African-American companies as well as others, but most of us do not understand succession plan.
That's right.
It's a great point, and you said we're going to all keep it real here. So,
we're going to keep it real. We keep it real at KYND Radio, 1520 Penn Global News. We keep it real. Let's keep it real, Brandi.
So I'll tell you guys, when I touched down from Los Angeles about 4.5 years ago, this was very much planned. So we had planned probably about 3 years before I made this jump. But I walked into South Post Oak Recycling Center, and probably within a couple months, my dad was almost like, "Here are the keys to the car. You can take this car and run it." And I said, "Oh no." And granted, I was very excited about this, but The plan, there was not a formal plan. I mean, we had a lot of conversations.
Right.
We definitely had conversations around expectations up front, which a lot of people don't do. Right. You know, in terms of his expectations, my expectations, what his plans were going forward, my vision compared to his vision.
Right.
And those are conversations that have to have up front. His vision was, you know, pretty much, I want to feed my family on cans alone. And I've done that, and I've done more than that.
Right.
And I'm like, that's great, and I feel very blessed, but that's not enough. I want a couple more properties, you know, a couple more facilities. And so to have that dialogue is so important. Roles and responsibilities. Like I said, we did not have a formal succession plan, but I was coached to really have those conversations. What are roles and responsibilities going to look like? Because you can start butting heads in a minute. You can,
yes,
absolutely. I mean, mom and dad and us all in the same space, and it's no longer just daughter and parent. Now it's business partner to business partner.
Absolutely.
So, you know, yes, there are succession plans that need to happen. And now fast forward 4.5 years later, and we have worked to assemble a team of attorney that works on family business transitions, as well as a CPA who works on family business transitions.
Okay.
There. An investment banker, more for their end, because they're looking at retirement, where I'm looking at a different longer-term wealth strategy.
So mom and dad will exit the business.
Yes, they will, and they will get a lot of returns. We've already talked about that. But those are conversations that have to happen, and I think a lot of people I've talked to, there's a lot of, you know, Jewish families in my industry, and I talk to these 3rd and 4th generation folks, and you still have, you know, father holding on and will not let go, you know, or will not give other folks the reins.
Right.
And you have folks who end up with businesses, unfortunately, because a parent passes, and now they just punted this business that they have to take over.
But even when person expires,
yes,
and they pass that business on, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be that person's business.
Exactly.
That's right.
Right.
Exactly.
We know that happens quite a bit.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like with real estate. That's like with anything. But with a business, it's different. It's really different, because the heart, the energy, the tears, the sweat, and the time that it took. And we went through that, you know, growing up back home with real estate, not with the business, but with real estate. And my folks owned 5 homes. And so what do you do? You know, so what do you do?
Even as it relates to the business,
Part of the conversation.
you know, it's not just a business that you have, but it's also that business that you were providing that service for another corporation or your tier 1 supplier.
Exactly.
And they may not want to deal with anybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah, and even though, you know, dad and mom was great, but we don't want to deal with you, and we don't think you're going to be able to do this, and it changes. When I say it changes, it changes.
But those are some factors that could set you up for success. My dad and I just had this conversation 2 weeks ago, because I've gone to probably 8 different seminars on transition in a family business, you know, from here to UCLA to Pepperdine, wherever, just to try to gain as much as we can.
Pepperdine's where you graduated
I
from.
did. I did graduate from Pepperdine.
I remember seeing Pepperdine there. I said, okay, I got it.
I did. What I would tell people first and foremost is acquire the knowledge. Acquire as much information you can from people to say, and learn from people's failures. You know, what did they not do right? In addition to that, you know, I would say it's the dialogue that needs to happen. But when I got on board, my parents chose not to hold things so close to the vest that I was not introduced to my buyers, that I was not introduced to customers. My father personally made it a point to say, I want you to meet Brandi. Brandi's taking over the business. To the mills, I want you to meet Brandi. She's taking over the business. To the customers, I want you. And that's so good. for 4, you know, and so that's within a year, there was a comfort level, to your point, Rodney, where folks felt quite comfortable picking up the phone. Now, I'm still in a male-dominated world, and so every now and then I say, you know, come along with me, Dad. But he's just like, you got this. But it's because of those conversations.
And wonderful.
Yeah. And I can't sit still any longer. I just have to say this, and I really want to target this to the parents that have a legacy. And this is talking to you, Rodney. It's talking to me. It's talking to all of us. That we have to be open. That the person that we think we might want to take over our business might not be the person that needs to.
Very true.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things, and me and my father, you know, my father's gone now, but we had a long time and we talked, and I went off to school and I thought we were all on the same plan with the succession plan of the business, because I, like Brandi, I was coming back to take it to the next level.
Right.
And that scared him. And so he decided that the best thing for me would be to sell the business.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to come back, Gwen, with that thought so we can, expound on that a little farther with your father. We'll come back after the break at KYND Radio 1520, PN Global News.
Your kind of radio.
I love this station.
The Powerful 1520.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I want to invite you to join me on KYND Monday from 9 o'clock until 10. It's radio that is designed to help you to live your dreams rather than your fears. A lot of people are talking about what's going on in the White House. I say focus on what's going on in your house. We're going to teach you how to begin to overcome your fears, how to identify the goals that you want to achieve and make them happen, and how to begin to get negative, toxic people out of your life. You have something special. You have greatness within you. Listen to me Monday from 9 o'clock until 10 on KYND. You have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Smith, and I'm a certified spiritual life coach and motivational speaker. But more importantly, I am a wife and a mother. I am so excited to begin the next chapter of my journey, my new radio talk show, The Journey with Tiffany Smith, on KYND 1520 AM. That's right, tribe. You can tune in every Monday from 1 to 2 p.m. starting July 24th. My new show will include conversations about manifesting your dreams, celebrity interviews, and also I've created some new tools to support you in changing your life. If you're ready to change it.
You're listening to Kind Radio Station, KYND, inspiring the kind of change to help you live your best life.
Welcome back to KYND Radio 1520, PN Global News, www.playbookInvestorsWithAnSnetwork.com. Gwen, we were just taking a break, and you were expounding on your dad trying to sell the business, not give the business to you, but actually sell the business instead of giving the business to you, right?
Yes. In his mind, he wanted, he had good intentions, Okay. He wanted me not to have, he knew what the entrepreneur's life was going to be like, and that wasn't what he wanted for me. So he thought, okay, well, since she's going off to college, I can sell the business, and then when she comes out, she'll go into corporate America. And really, it took me a long time to understand that was a blessing in disguise, really, because it helped me really define and get back to the center of who I knew I was. And in the end, he realized that was really, I am who I am, and he helped me start my business.
Wow.
He invested capital to get me started. Yeah.
So instead of just give you the business, he said, you go to school, you learn, you get educated, find yourself.
That's right.
And I'm going to invest in you when you decide you want to do something.
Well, that's not what he said, but that's what he did.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's what ended up doing.
Gwen brought up a good point. I don't think it's formulaic, but I think anybody looking at transition in a business, just kind of in my looking around and even my experience, I think it helps to go out and get at least 5 years of experience, potentially outside
definitely.
of this business that you're stepping in, assuming we're talking about a legacy business, right?
Right.
So that you bring some skills to the table,
right?
That you're not just kind of mooching off of the people before you, but that you can actually add and build
value.
on it. Yeah,
Have an appreciation.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, add value to to a business is so important also, because you bring something a little bit different, and it brings a lot of value to the company.
Absolutely.
Your parents sit back like, oh my God, look what Brandi's done with this business. I'm quite sure they're doing it already right now. Like, oh my
we
God.
We both do it. It's a blessing. But I also consciously knew that I was never going to catch up with the 32 years of experience that my dad had in the metals recycling industry. So personally, kind of you can call it integrity or ownership. It's just like I need to be able to bring something to the table.
Right.
But because now in today's society, things have drastically changed, even in the recycling business.
Yes, very much so.
You know, even with all the things that you have to do and all the social medias out here, you being able to talk about your business across the country that people can understand, you know, who you are, what your business represents, and how you actually navigate the space now.
Yeah.
So, you know, things do change.
They absolutely
You know, as far as you scaling the business, even Dad's got the experience in 32 years, but that business can take a leapfrog now.
That's right.
Because of where you are, your reach. You know,
we're working on.
Right.
That's
So
what we're
all
working
of
on.
that is a true determining factor, and I think a lot of businesses, and minority businesses in particular, don't want to really, you know, change. They don't really want to change. They don't want to use the tools that we have today, as you guys have been doing here today. You know, social media. That's important. Social media is just so important to a business. Your website. Very important.
Absolutely.
Because every corporation goes to look at your website. And they also will look on their phone, as Gwen, Shawna, and Brandi been doing here the whole day, right? Right. They've been looking on their phones all day.
Oh, the producer got in on it.
So let me show you. Let me show you how to do his Facebook right quick.
Exactly.
But I mean, that phone is your computer.
Yes, it really is.
That truly is. Yes, your communication tool and everything else. But now your business is in your palm.
That's my sales rep.
You know?
Yeah, I'm about to say, from your sales files.
It's
everything.
I mean, for me, it's a lifeline.
Right.
It's a lifeline.
Right. But Brandi doing this today now and being able to transition the business and adding the value that you bring to the table now with the recycling business, it's in your palm.
Yeah. It is, and we talk about this because we have executive meetings. You know, I've said the scrap metal industry was not necessary. It's a very smart group of people. You know, I say a very smart blue collar population who just kind of have bootstrapped it, who have built things, who realized in the old days that garbage could make money. You know, now we know that they're recyclables, but I have said over and over, we're going to make this industry a little bit more sophisticated. And so that talks about just kind of that shift in generation. And so part of my building and scaling has been, you know, putting in more processes and systems and using technology and going after different target customers and getting those certifications that the generation before me didn't want to have. But it's doing those things that will allow us to evolve and to grow and to continue to have the capability and scale. You know, and we're on the path to doing that.
And you mentioned earlier, you're elevating the industry.
Yes.
You're getting involved in politics, and you're actually helping change the regulations that are monitoring your business.
Very much
and
so.
that's what the second and third generation need to do. They need to take that level and the industry that you're in to the next level.
Yep.
Well, it goes all the way back. I mean, you know, this show is built around businesses, B2B, on how you get there, you know, the things, the tools that you need to have to get to the next level. As, you know, when we started this with T-Mac and all the other fellows with AD and those guys, you know, you always work very hard at your craft. You know, you'll hear the fellows talk about this all the time. You know, we teach Doc about working out. He was an Olympic track guy.
Yeah.
And he worked out for 4 years to run for 9 seconds. That's amazing right there.
That's right.
We were all dumbfounded. Me and Dame sitting looking at each other like, what did he just say?
9 seconds.
Yeah.
Show up.
But you perfected. You work hard at building that company and perfecting that craft.
That's right.
You know, as Tracy did, as AD did, and Damon and Doc and all the other fellows, you got to really work at this thing, right? Yeah. You got to put these processes in place in order to drive this business to the next level. And we do have really a true opportunity to scale a lot of businesses.
Yeah. You know, we talked about scaling businesses and using different channels. You know, you guys have both talked about it. One thing that I've found to be pretty amazing, and I won't just say millennials, is by connecting to different generations.
So I love that.
I have been so pleased. So I'm a mentor for a couple of business students here locally.
Okay.
And my conversations with them have planted so many seeds for me to think about how to even create more creative job descriptions, how to change the work environment to be more appealing to people, and even how I go about marketing. And so I would say there's many ways to incorporate change and new ideas and sophistications. And I would say don't discount community. The second is trade organizations.
Right.
You know, I've actively joined the boards, and I took my dad's seats on at a Gulf Coast level. You know, at a national level, to be involved, to have a seat at the table, to know exactly what's going on, and how I and be able to connect the dots to say, okay, what next? so that I don't have to worry about that 30-day window.
I know. Hey, that 30-day window, that is a painful window to be looking out of. It is real.
And the other thing that you have to do when we're talking about the ups and downs, one of the other keys to staying up is building a network of other CEOs around you.
Yes.
It's no mistake that I know Brandi, you know, and that we work together.
Yep.
We share ideas.
Yeah. You know, one thing that's really key, you know, and understand the business, you know, because there's a process, true enough. And we know we have to sometimes scale everything back and say, okay, let's start over. I know I need capital. So I got to get that business plan right.
Yep.
Or I got to get that PPM right, that private placement memorandum.
That's right.
I know that I need to have these audited financials in order to present to these investors who I'm asking for $5 million for.
Right.
You know, I know that I have to get my succession, like Brandi's already gone through that, or my key man insurance policy. Who is the key person in this company that I need to put this key man insurance around? You know, in case something happens to Brandi. So my web, my apps, you know, I need a CPA. I need an attorney. You know, Brandi, you guys are working with, you know, attorneys now, you know, getting the family office together. You know, all of those things are the things that we have to do as a business in order to get to the next level.
And I consider those to be your coaches.
They are.
You know, just like when AD was here. And he was saying he had a coach.
Gwen called AD like she's like, okay, AD was here. Antonio Davis, that's who you're talking about? Oh, okay.
Antonio Davis.
AD, when AD was here.
and Doc and
Doc.
Jamie, they all will tell you that they had coaches.
Do. Yeah.
You know, they had a coach throughout their career.
I think it's important. I think it's, and I don't want to mince words, but to have coaches and to have advocates. Kind of going back to the peer group, I think that's very important. And to be able to advocate on other people's behalf, be able to point out opportunities or business dealings that maybe that you know you can't personally see, but you know in working with Gwen, I can say, hey Gwen, there's an opportunity over there.
Right.
All of those things, that network, that web, you know, I call it your infrastructure.
Yeah.
You know, your infrastructure that reaches far beyond just your financials, you know, and your operations and your marketing. You know, it becomes that network, that community that you need that will enable you to succeed via coaching, via advocacy, and so forth.
And it's that network when you get into those 30 days that we've been talking about that you can call on that might be able to throw you a lifeline.
You know,
I hope you call them, and I hope they pick up that lifeline too.
You know what? If you have a really good network, you'll be surprised what happens. Right. I'm a part of a network, and we had a member of our network said, hey, I need help here. I really need help. And we all left out of there. And I got a call the next morning from somebody else in the group that says, I think we need to help this person. So,
you know, and that's strong, Brandi.
The guy said that on the first or second show. It's so true.
Yeah, that's really strong because I think also all of us here, you know, at KYND Radio today on the PN Global News, we're strong advocates.
That's right.
And not only we're leaders, but we also believe in doing it ourselves too. So if we position ourselves to do this and other people pick up what we're doing, it'll trickle.
It will.
It'll trickle down.
It will.
But it does start. It starts with all of us. It starts with the other fellas, you know, with T and AD and all those guys. And the things that we're trying to do, the things we have to also continue to lead by example.
Yep, you got it.
So we can't just be on this mic talking about all the things that we're trying to. I told you, it's not like we know everything.
No.
But we're just talking about our experiences, and we're talking about the things that we can do, or the things that we can show you, or the people we can introduce to you to get to the next level. Yeah. So we're going to take a break. I think it's our last break for the show today, and we're going to come back at KYND Radio 1520 PN Global News.
Sounds good.
$1520.
Your week with me, Zakia Larry of Zakia Larry Live, every Monday at 10 a.m. on KYND 1520 a.m.
Actress, radio host, and mother. Please welcome to Money Making Conversations, the incredible Yolanda Adams. Come on out here, girl. Let's talk about the KYND radio launch and all that.
Yes,
Let's talk about it.
radio launch next week, July 6th. We are on live. Myself,
Come on now.
Marcus D. Wiley, and AV. We are back together, full force. We are so excited. Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND? I mean, look at y'all. Look at y'all.
Yeah.
This right here is like amazing.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I want to invite you to join me on KYND Monday from 9 o'clock until 10. It's radio that is designed to help you to live your dreams rather than your fears. A lot of people are talking about what's going on in the White House. I say focus on what's going on in your house. We're going to teach you how to begin to overcome your fears, how to identify the goals that you want to achieve and make them happen, and how to begin to get negative, toxic people out of your life. You have something special. You have greatness within you. Listen to me Monday from 9 o'clock until 10 on KYND. You have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Smith, and I'm a certified spiritual life coach and motivational speaker. But more importantly, I am a wife and a mother. I am so excited to begin the next chapter of my journey, my new radio talk show, The Journey with Tiffany Smith, on KYND 1520 AM. That's right, tribe. You can tune in every Monday from 1 to 2 p.m.
You're listening to the powerful 1520.
Welcome back to KYND Radio 1520 Penn Global News. Finished up our last segment with Gwen and Brandi and Shawna. It's been such a wonderful 2 hours a day. Good, good speaking topics, good educational topics, good things for people to take away, to understand, the process and understand, the recycling business, in particular, really the recycling business today, and understand what Brandi had to do to continue to grow and scale the business that, your parents created, her mom and dad, and Shawna and her tenacity, that Jersey tenacity, that jazzy.
Joyzy.
Yeah. But, I just want, the listeners to know that, this show is every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on KYND Radio 1520. It's Penn Global News, but this show is built on trying to just be a voice to the community to help, businesses and entrepreneurs understand how to gain access to capital and scale the business and put all your processes in place. Make sure you have, your business plans, and Shawna and Brandi talked about earlier, succession planning, your key man insurance, your audit financials, have a website, have an app that can fit on, corporations' phones so they can see your company. Not just a website, but sometimes you can have a web app.
Yep.
Have your marketing, advertising, PR department in place. Finding good talent, as Brandi has done, in the recycling business, finding good talent, because Brandi's got 6 F's, if I recall.
Yes.
7.
Oh, well,
7.
Hold on.
7.
Did I miss one?
Yes.
Did you get the fun in?
Oh, okay.
Did you get the fun?
You know what?
To
To my right over here, when Gwen's always talking about there's no fun, it's like, I'm working all day, I'm working all night.
No, I never
fun.
said there was
You
no
did
fun.
say that.
I never said
She
there was no
said,
fun.
Work all day, and when I go home at night,
I work all night.
work all night.
But I didn't
so
say
where
that
did I
work
hear
was
fun at?
I didn't
Did I
say
hear fun?
Gwen, we're gonna go
But work
salsa
is
dancing
fun.
this weekend.
Work is fun.
Work is fun.
Work is fun.
So
If you're doing what you
so
enjoy.
Did I not just say I did not hear fun? Right, Rob? I didn't hear fun. So,
Well,
but
I'm sorry, I didn't have my 7 F's down.
I did miss the 7th F. I missed the 7th F over here with Brandi, but having fun. But more in particular, you have to be passionate about your business.
Absolutely.
That's right.
This is nothing to play with.
No.
Because it is life changing, it's family changing, and when you in these ups and downs,
Peaks
in
and
a
valleys.
business,
That's right.
it is tough. It will destroy everything if you don't do it right.
Yeah.
And it will destroy everything if you don't return the monies to the people that
That's
give
right.
you money.
Yeah.
Right.
As I said, I have a fiduciary responsibility of monies that's been given to me to create Playbook Investors Network with Henry Jackson, who's passed on, as we talked about earlier and last week, and Tracy McGrady and Antonio and Doc and Damon. believing in what we could do to change the landscape. Yeah. Somebody asked me a question, and I'm not sure if it was Gwen. I think it was you, Gwen. We were talking about, was this all about just the athlete entertainers? Well, here's the true star right here, and Brandi, right, in the recycling business, right? That's the true star. But it was Playbook was built to help businesses understand the process of really, being able to scale and gain access to capital. The athlete entertainer, and we know this, from the guys who've been athletes and sitting at the table and been here at the studio, they wanted a voice to be able to help their own peers understand how they actually could, own businesses in their backyards, in their communities, as well as be investors in businesses like Brandi, or yours, Shawna, or yours, Gwen, so that we now change the paradigm. There's a paradigm shift. There's a lot of liquidity on the ground. And as I said, that liquidity, somebody said, well, what is that? Okay, there is a lot of money. A lot of money on the ground that people have that can invest in your business.
Right.
People don't want to just invest in your business just because you're passionate.
No.
They want to see that you have a plan.
Yeah.
And Brandi, this, and Gwen and Shawna, if you get money from this person, they want to know that, okay,
they can get it back.
Can I get this money back?
Plus some.
And that's what triggers me sometimes to have to work night and day, because I'm going to make sure I get my investors their money back.
Right. And I too. All of us are the same. We all have the same mindset.
And I want to take it another step further. When you are collecting funds from your client also wants to know that you're able, ready, willing, able, qualified, and you've got the talent, just like you and I were talking about. Talent is everything. Brandi, all of us, driving it all the way home, because a lot of people may not be certified and entrepreneurs, running businesses, but they have clients. And that client is looking for a deliverable.
And every business is not the appetite for everybody to invest into.
Yes. That's
right.
And, we talk about this internally and externally, but, because somebody says, no, I'm not going to invest in your business, that's okay.
Yeah.
Don't be mad at the person, but it is difficult when people say, Brandi, wow, I love your business. I respect what you're doing. I think this is phenomenal. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But then they turn around and like, okay, well, I don't think I'm going to be able to invest.
Yeah.
And I think we need to understand, I know me and the guys, we talk about this quite a bit. Investors see the opportunity in you, and it's always about the return. But if they really believe in your business, they like your business, they like you, and they want to invest, there's only one thing. There's a risk associated with every dollar that they give you. And if they really don't believe in you, and they really don't like your business, but just saying it, you will know.
That's right.
Because they're not going to invest in you anyway.
You will know.
So let's just go ahead and face the fact that, there's only one thing. Either you like this business, and I believe Rodney or Shawna or Brandi or Gwen, that you're going to return my money.
Sure.
At the risk, that's associated with this piece of money here, is that I don't think you're going to return my money. I do like your business. But at the end of the day, I try to drill down. You don't think I'm going to return your money. And that's the bottom line.
That's a great point.
Try to understand why that is, maybe, so that you can get to the root of it in front of the next person that you're talking to.
And investment in your business comes from many different angles.
It does.
It's your customers telling other customers or their other colleagues about your business, that you do a great job for them. It's your employees being excited about where they work, and they're invested in, telling people and doing a good job to make sure that the customers are taken care of.
Well, now, Gwen knows me very well.
Devil's advocate.
She knows I'm going to be the devil's advocate on this.
Why not?
I don't care what you say, girl. No, I'm just kidding. But no, in all reality, this show is not to point fingers at anybody. It's about educating people on the process and the businesses and how you gain access to capital. And capital is key, and it is, up to any investor or any financial institution or any bank to either determine they want to give you money or not. But let's face fact. There's a huge void in the minority business community, being uneducated and understanding how to gain access to capital. We typically can't just walk in the bank, even though they like my business, they're not going to give me the $500,000, or they're not going to give me $1 million, or they're not going to give me $5 million to continue. Or I'm not going to get that line of credit because if I'm not getting paid that 120 days or 90 days or 60 days, and we talking about 30 days you're done, you might be done anyway because you can't stay afloat.
Right.
You know, and that's a challenge.
That's right.
You know, you triggered something. I'm also very passionate about showing people, providing people with resources that will enable them. And I have been, they're in every major city, but because we're in the city of Houston, there are several resources here locally that will help equip you so that you are well positioned to ask for capital position. You know, I think about the Small Business Development Center downtown. These are little things, but they're steps that are needed, that have a library where you can go and look look at your company and see who your target customer is going to be, where you can sit down and you can pitch your business plans to business advisors there, or organizations like SCORE. I say use our tax dollars. Our tax dollars are being invested into a lot of different entities right now that can help equip us as entrepreneurs, as business owners, to either get launched off the ground, to scale where you're already at, you know, to go from that 10 to 20 million, whatever it is. So utilize these resources.
Right.
Utilize people. I believe in talking. Look at successful people. Ask those, or whatever you deem as success. Talk to those people. Figure out what those keys are. But use the resources that are already available. And lastly, just don't feel like you're by yourself, because you're not.
Yeah.
You're really not.
No, and you're not by yourself, but you're right. You got to use resources, and that's why my particular team with T-Mac and AD and Damon and Doc and Gwen and Shawna and KYND Radio, the partners that we've strategically...
You guys have resources.
We've strategically aligned ourselves, but that's why we built a web-based portal, because a lot of people just don't have, and I'm not going to say the time, because you should put time in your business, but they don't have the ability to, if you got a business, you really don't have the ability to go do this, and this for like 2 or 3 hours.
And you go to one central hub.
But if I go to one central location,
I agree.
You know, at Playbook, or not just Playbook, but anywhere,
right,
that I can go and get all these resources and understand how do I really do this, and how do I scale, or when I can read this or see this or digest this in the leisure of my own home or my own office. You know, it's just like the athlete. You know, the same thing. They understand this business. They're not going to always come out and be able to ask you the right question.
That's right.
You know, it's good for them to see the recycling plant, because that'll open their eyes up, like, oh my God, we can own stuff like this, or be a part of Brandi's business, and let's grow this across all 50 states. That's what I advocate. That's what we advocate.
Right.
You know, I'm okay with you know, having competition, but I'm also better okay with aligning myself with Brandi and just growing the business in all 50 states. You know. That we all creating jobs, because it's all about creating jobs too. We have to create these jobs, because there's a lot of problems with millennials. There's a lot of problems with people, period. But no job creation, that's a problem.
Right.
They knocking on your car though, or they knocking on your house windows.
That's right.
You know, so we got to create jobs, because everybody's not going to play sports, and everybody's not going to be the CEO of the cycling business. But you have an opportunity to get a skill set and learn how to, you know, be a part of Gwen's company or Shawna's company or Brandi's company, you know?
You know, when you have this, you talked about hiring people. If you're in an industry, you know, like ours, and you have a chance to actually bring people on board that might not be accepted into other jobs. You know, I think that the title now is Second Chance. I would encourage people to take. You talk about as business owners, but hiring people and take advantage and bring those folks into your workforce if it's something that you can do. And I know for us that's something that we can do because of the industry. You know, we're not dealing in industries or with customers where that's not allowed. And so that's a way, too, that we can not only hire people, but hire people who might not be as employable in other venues or other industries. And I think that's important.
This has been like one of the best shows for the last 5 weeks. We had great shows, but this is always it gets better and better and better. And Brandi, we definitely want to thank you for coming on today with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Gwen,
it.
for bringing Brandi on. And Shawna, always a pleasure to have you
Thank
guys
you.
here.
It's a pleasure.
Next week.
And thank you, Rodney, for making the drive from Dallas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, right.
And
That's probably my eyes, man. I'm still tired.
Right.
Pouring into people.
Next week's show on the 20th, Tracy should be back. I think tomorrow Tracy McGrady should be back. And I think we should have a live audience show on the 20th. So want all the listeners to tune in. T-Mac making his first appearance on KYND Radio, 1520 PN Global News. So it should be a great show next week with a live audience. And we'll talk about Tracy's.
The 13th is next week. 20th is the week after.
Is 13th next week?
Yes.
So it's the 20th?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're looking at the 20th.
The 20th.
As the live show.
Yeah, as a live show.
Okay, and then the following week, I think we're trying to bring in some of the council members.
Yeah. Okay.
But we'll put it out a week before so that everybody knows who's actually coming on the show. Yeah. And we definitely want to welcome you back anytime, Brandi.
Love to. Thank you for the opportunity.
And definitely like PIN Global News on Facebook.
PIN Global
News.
PIN Global News.
And stay current with the information that Rodney is talking about, because when Tracy and the team get back here, we're going to turn it out.
That's right.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. And, you know, mad love for all entrepreneurs out there in society just trying to get to the next level, continue to scale your business, do the right things, get your processes right, and we're going to help you get access to capital. Yeah. You just need to get your stuff right.
And implement those 7 Fs.
The 7 Fs, right? Yeah, implement
7 Fs.
But only part I heard about was fun. Have a good day.
Thank you, guys.
Views and opinions expressed on KYND 1520 talk programs are those of the host, guest, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its owners, management, other hosts, or advertisers. Show topics on this station may include conversations on any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practices. KYND, a Synergy Broadcasting Company.